Hello everyone, welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. Oop. We are joined today by Gamer Kitty. Now, there were quite a few things that of working on. Unfortunately, a reminder that we have lost Jeb and Bill early on in a tragic accident. And the big part of the accident was letting me be involved in flying an aircraft like that. Now, need to go up and get antennas placed on our scanning satellite. So that is, at least for now, the main objective of this first launch. If I'm able to pull it off, hopefully I will be able to do a redesign, add the antennas in beforehand, and then get it working around other solar bodies. Biggest issue is the fact the very expensive launch and most of it is just to get these parts up there. Gonna do a once over because stuff like that does happen. Try and make sure our staging is behaving itself. There. These separated out. Our biggest things we have to contend with is the fact that this is not going to want to move the way we would think. Once we get this up there, only really gonna be able to move in one direction at a time. While I'm going to add a RCS system to it. The biggest issue is going to be the fact that this thing is very heavy. It is not going to be happy with the whole attempt, basically. If I'm careful, tank, monopropellant. Boom. Max. Boom. Propellant. Okay. It is now a monopropellant tank. Because of that, it have more than enough. Make the attempt. Problem we're gonna have is, well, as you guys have seen in the past, our major problem is going to be not just getting there, but getting there and like locking in. Hopefully those behave the way we want them to. Now I do know there are, where are they? Stuff like these. I'll hold. And I am more than happy to toss them on there. So that should, in theory, give this a lot more capability. Our problem is going to be, as capable as it is being piloted by me. And as you've seen, I have something like MechJeb, which is a much better pilot than me, to handle, you know, the actual flying. No problem at all. But in my hands, problems. We'll leave it at problems. Hang lock in. That as our target. So probably gonna have to head north. And the reason I say that, although take a peek. How good are they? Okay. This is about as close as I want them to get. Quick save the launch. Throttle up. And burn. We will begin our turn after we separate off the current tanks. Separation. Try and do a nice, gentle turn. We're gonna hold for a bit. Apparently that's enough to set off multiple sonic booms. Yeah. Something was out there. Now we could have launched from the North Pole. That would have given us a, we'll say, different trajectory. Actually, I don't know if I can launch from the North Pole because... No, we do have a site. It would just be a matter of actually getting to it. Now, 300 by 440. Going to take some positioning. The other thing we want to do is slightly offset our burn so that we realign oh, parachute's opened. Almost there. Down a little bit. You want to circularize the burn at least a little more than we currently are. And we are in space. Burning for a little bit until this lines up better. Go, 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 go. Thankfully, these engines are gimbalable. So by doing that, it does give us quite a bit more. Now, we are in space, so we want to drop. Now, what we're going to have to do is get it circularized and then do adjustments at either pole. Not great, but it's what we got. We're ever so slightly fighting off re-entry. We're already burning through a very decent amount of our fuel reserves. What I'm gonna do is intentionally bring us a little closer. And begin burning from there. Now the reason we're doing that is hopefully to get better value out of our burn. Again, wait until we're a little closer and burn some more. We are going to make sure there's at least 15 seconds worth of fuel left. The main reason for that is with 15 seconds of fuel left, I'm able to retro burn this. Burst there, and then burst there. Now that is the orbiting path. Wait. one of the things we can do is use this turn, gain height. Very expensive, but one. A very specific area where that works very well. Just there. Ooh. Like that will go. That. Don't want to target, we want you aim at the maneuver node. It's going to be a relatively long burn. Quite a bit of fuel. Have to do this carefully. Four, three, two, one. Should have set the thrust limit sooner, but it's always weird when you cross over the North Pole how the nav ball operates. And anticipated margins of error. Great, because we are off by 3. However, node there looking to do is shift that. We'll put it near in line. So maneuver recoveries. Here. Alarm. And warp to it. Okay. It is only a 6-second burn. Very cautious with it. Go. How much am I willing to burn? Herbal, please. Come on, Kerbin. Have plenty of time to adjust this node. We want to do it right. Six, 3, 8, 3, 5. This is the part that gets expensive fast because see, six, just 4, 2, 6, 7. So 7, 5. That is probably the best I'm gonna get. Means here, up to the next problem. Have to make sure we are careful with our burns. Otherwise, they are not coming home. That is not an option. You're gonna do this burn. Then we are going to do a safety check. We do have enough monopropellant for the offset, but we have to make sure we do it right. Okay. So, hypothetically, if I have to do an emergency drop, bring them back, I need at least 300. So, hypothetically, burn it to match. Back. Maybe dial this up a little bit. Holy heck. I do miss the ability to match the targets adjustments. Oh, we're here. See. Hurry ups. Run. Quick load because we overshot the target because we didn't realize which direction we were orbiting from. The mistake. Warp there. Did it overshoot again? Again, not where I told it to warp me to. First and foremost, check the stage. Assuming it was too far away for it to be of. I'm gonna remove that. Is whether intentional or not, that is giving us a hard time. Five minutes until this is, again, one of the parts not having MechJeb, because MechJeb can calculate what you need in order to basically tie in with your target. Problem is, we burned all our fuel. Means we are going to need her in advance a recro and stabilizing burn. One of those things that I'm probably only going to be able to pull off if I'm looking at Kerbin when I do it. Add maneuver. And .5. 0.5 and nearly stable. There. There. Code with control. That is about as close as you're gonna get. Thankfully. Quick save now that we've got the maneuver node locked in. Move periapps. Warp to the next thing. I am going to do is come here. Drop this to 50. A 12-second node. 5. Half a minute burn is so much better. I can be a lot cleaner with it. Burn. Okay, technically, we are target so I can find it. Switch to docking mode. Closer. Hey. Any way of seeing my current target? About to crash into it. Okay, 13 minutes. A little risky, but I'll do the quick save here. Okay. Case one way. Leading. Okay. No idea why you did that. Go. Worry. Close. I think I have to do it like this. Base normal. Gently bring yourself up. Okay. Again. No idea why it's doing that, but gently. Force that open. Head back. If that isn't enough, board, enter your seat. Now have communication. Woo! My battery looking. Don't even need that. So hey. Now the multi-million-dollar question is is this being controlled by us or there? Well, today exit docking mode. Oh, okay. Aim retrograde. Nice deorbiting burn. You can have full power for this. Okay. You want to do this carefully, so probably let it go through re-entry on its own this cycle. Only have the interior cabin lights, so yeah. Okay. Hurry apps is at 5,000. I intentionally do this to well known that we are down, but is the predict we only have 4 seconds worth of fuel left, so burn it. Separate. Only that does continue to fall away and doesn't, you know, turn sideways and scream back into us. All right. have normal parachutes and a set of drogues. No, 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 no. Board. Yes. Enter your seat, because I nearly just turned you inside out. You have just survived something you should not have. I am giving you all the props in the world. That was my bad, and my bad on an eccentric level. Point retrograde, not. Keep it retrograde. We almost just blew up the storage unit, which would have lost us the heat shield, which could have been a catastrophic failure. Everyone's health doing? Okay, so the electric charge is fine. We have no supplies, but we're good. They're hungry. They've had a rough time, and I apologize to them before it, but still not quite used to setting up supplies on these machines. Aged, they've all lost consciousness, but fine, they are not required to be conscious because they have no control over it. We will have our scans. Doing it safely. At least safer than I have been. Save right here, just in case I mess up, and they somehow still go careening into the ground. Rogues should slow us down quite substantially. Main chutes should basically lock us in for a nice 18 meters per second is still very fast. Okay. 6 meters per second, still very fast, but it is not going to be lethal. All except EVA. 100, 50, 20, 10, splashdown. We are recovered. Now we just cross our fingers and hope that the game lets us finish the recovery. Oh. No experience gained. Pretty. Doing an amazing spacewalk and fixing satellites. Yeah, that's not worth any experience. Nobody learned anything. Go here. And back to this now that it should have communication capability. It should also shut down the antennas if the power gets dangerously low. Hopefully, though, it'll be smart enough to leave the antenna up. Otherwise, it'll shut itself down and not be able to come back up. And we'll have to send somebody else up to it. This says you have no connection. That doesn't make sense to me. Also, how'd they all end up in the same area? Right, I don't have to switch to it. I can remotely find the antenna. But again, how'd they all end up on the same side of the planet? Yeah, and that's why, because none of you... Space Center, because again, somehow you all up. Means if I want anything, I've got a time warp. Them. Signal. Gives it to me. Again. So, any reason why I have no signal? This is frustrating, but we have to quick load because apparently it's upset I did not set a target. And my entire team is technically back in orbit and again saved over it. Right? Hey, you guys are gonna be fine. You have to yet again launch a rocket. Just get it communicate with a satellite that should automatically be communicating. Oh, they exploded. Yeah, that was one of the things I liked about the HerbNet constellation. If I told it, hey, you're on this frequency, they figured themselves out. Thankfully, like the name suggests, we did get rich quick. We got rich quick doing missions. Spacewalk and Rendezvous. this and see what it will let me do. I think you'd be able to force a signal through if you know what the antenna is supposed to be looking for. I would think there'd be some kind of base that I would look for, not just, you know, this very specific encrypted thing that does not exist anywhere else in the known universe. Right now, it's very much feeling like that. This is very frustrating. Hmm. Alright. At this point, that satellite is a dud. I am not bothering to launch another satellite rescue mission for that killer one. It's basically space debris. So, we are going to leave it up there for now. I'm going to relaunch a new one. Try to put it in a close orbit on it, we'll say. Yeah. I'm going to put it close. I don't know if I'll be able to override command by putting it close, but who knows. If I can put it close, I'm going to deorbit it. It is way too frustrating for me to leave up where it's at. But we will come here. Load the scan set. Come up here. Toss 2 of those. No idea anything about that, but also gonna come up here. You're always going to be trying to look at mission control. You're always going to be trying to look at urban. Yeah. Of course, I brought antennas that are specialized. If I just brought up one of these as a cargo value, activated by default, be fine. So now we're gonna launch. Cross our fingers and hope we do not put another piece of space debris up. We emptied the fuel. Emptied the fuel because we couldn't afford to launch it originally. We put the fuel back in and go, because the cost of fuel is not that high. It is when you're doing stuff, but point. Recovery. Again, just say, hey, load everything. gotta manually select all fuel. Okay. Think. Another thing I need to do. Put parachutes on that, because I didn't put parachutes on it before. For reasons of... I don't think? I don't know. Save. Launch. We need to prep for immediate launch. You know, I was joking when I named this video Get Rich Quick Scheme. Didn't realize how much it really was true, because I wasn't trying to make money, but now I'm immediately burning all of it, just trying to undo the simple mistake I made. And the simple mistake I made on this was not assigning the antennas. Technically, not putting the right antennas on in the first place, but also not assigning the antennas I did put on. I had enough control that I was able to force the antennas open. I should have clicked select target and let it go, but I did not do that. Good separation. Continue moving. You have to remember our goal is actually 300. Not matching the other satellite. Go, nice 45, and keep the burn going. Separate. Hold. proper northern heading. A little bit. No. In space before we pop that. Space deploy. We do want to make sure we are aimed up a little bit. Reason for that is we do not want to entry. Down, boom, and now we can flatten out the curve. Back at Apoapse. Again, slightly above. Apps because dip below, that's when you end up with those issues. And we have quite a bit of fuel left to burn. Gonna wait until we are up at 300. Separate. Tell you retro. What did I just blow up? All the fuel. We're gonna have a bit of a meltdown. That is not good. Not good at all. I need to add another stage. This stage is going to be for the actual. Um, should keep us in communication. We need to come up here. When we reach Apple Apps, hopefully be able to drop this right down into the atmosphere. Why don't I have signal? Okay. You. What are you aiming at? Uh, gonna be burning a lot for xenon to put ourselves down. This way. Okay, this should be bringing. Hundred. Doesn't have to be perfect, but do not switch to. It doesn't actually work. That a point. Don't get me wrong, I'll be laughing hysterically, but yeah, no. Maybe one day they'll line up enough, but today is not that day. Hello, how are you doing? Right now we are actually correcting some mistakes. The vehicle you just saw me leave, to make a very, very long series short, we put up a survey scanner, forgot to put antennas on it. Okay, whoops, silly me. Alright, so we sent Kerbals up there to install antennas on it. Great! We even remembered to tell them, so it's a similar build to the one that's here, but this one actually has connection, as you can see. Oh, sure. Give me a second. Can you hear me a little better now? So, basically, the other one is a version of this, except I forgot to actually tell the antennas to align to anything. So as soon as I moved the Kerbals away from it, it went back to not being controllable. But it is on a similar path to this, so maybe one day it'll get close enough that the computer override will work, but today is not that day, unfortunately. What I was trying to do for the, I was trying to set up a maneuver node. Oop. Not what I want to do. Zero that maneuver out. But, yeah, I'm trying to get this to have a bit of a cleaner orbit than it currently does. There. At 14, and then gently push that up so that they're both sitting about pretty. And one of the big conundrums I've been running into is, for some reason, well, it's not for some reason, I know the orbits are not as clean as I've had them in previous series. No, it's fine. I just don't want you to miss anything if you were paying attention, but to make a bunch of long stories short, we had a crash, had to restart. These are supposed to be spread around the planet to give signal. They keep pumping up. They like each other, I don't know. The funniest part is all this is for a contract that will complete in the background. So, till it's exactly where it needs to be, I just gotta kind of hope that I have signal when it counts. One of the other things, which I'm sure you can possibly tell by the way the planet and everything looks, is this is a modded series. With those mods comes a lot more complications than you'd normally see in Kerbal, but you'd also get a lot more abilities. The other thing that's got me terrified is when I activate these survey equipment, this should generate enough power to maintain them indefinitely. There is always the possibility that I miscalculated and it's gonna always possibility of losing power basically. I don't remember the name of it, but I'm using a mod pack that someone recommended. Start that scan. You to start that scan. How bad is power draw? Apparently not that bad. Just double check. One of the weird things I've noticed is my power system monitor, for some reason, it'll show me, what's consuming power. For some reason, it doesn't seem to like these solar panels. But I'll forever think it's depleting. But if I right, I can come here. Target for 90. Government work. Data. Hope. Now, matter of time warp. Letting it scan. Getting there. Did a contract? Visual high. Because we completed the one. Let's see if I can get paid for other contracts that satellite's capable of producing. Today, paid for something you already did. Why not? So, the channel point system, I think I might actually have to make a video on it, because it was one of those things of, if I'm not looking at it, I couldn't tell you. It was buried in a menu that I was going through on Twitch for, was it? I don't remember the name of it. The, like, I think it's like a viewer interaction tab that has it. I'm sorry, I don't have it off the top of my head. I'm trying to see if I can remember. But when you look it up, if you ever get a moment, dig through your Twitch. There are a couple menus with it. And there's one that quite literally says, hey, just turn this on. When you do that, it doesn't turn everything on. What it does is it turns on some of it. And then you have to basically find the menu that it opened, and that will allow you to set up the interactions. I do not have most of mine set up. I do have the channel points set up, and it does stuff, and it lets me see. I know, I'm sorry, I can't explain it better. It's, see if I can pull it up real quick. High res resource. Know how you feel. I mute. Hold on. Let me do the smart thing. Mute the desktop. Just while I'm opening up Twitch. Because you're not the first person to have asked me how I set it up, and I always feel bad because I always forget to do it. I believe it. See, that's the worst part is having it up and then going, where was that? I think it's under the viewer reward tab, and then you can enable channel points, and then you can have the custom point displays and all that. But then see, I think part of that is, so like right now I don't have affiliate or anything like that, so I can't technically be monetized, but I already went in and put in the verification stuff. So that might have been what activated it. because apparently you can be preset for monetization without actually being monetized. Like, I think I can get subscribers and stuff like that. No problem, man. Hopefully, at least for the rest of the week until Friday, I should be doing a stream every night around the same time. If you come back, I'll see if I can do some stuff. So I use OBS. It has, at least for a very long time, worked really well for me. I've had a few issues lately with some updates, but if you take the time and get it set up, it can work really well for you. I've actually been trying to figure that one out. So if you want to laugh, I have a chat on my screen that I can see. I specifically set it up so that during certain games, I didn't want it visible. And now I can't figure out a good way of making it show up on stream. I'm probably going to have to take the time and look up the injection for it. Because use the overlay feature. Thank you. That is absolutely I was looking for, and for the life of me I couldn't remember it. I'll have to set it up after the stream. But yeah, I am probably going to do that because I want to have my chat able to be visible basically when I want it visible, if that makes sense. Because I am doing a double feature kind of thing where I'm recording also to YouTube. Okay. Okay. Thank you for the heads up. I would not have thought about that. Has to be in the top left. Okay. Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense because then it would be a lot easier to handle in OBS. Yeah, that's... Oh yeah. I have a few things I have tucked away that I have not used in forever, like a little follower tracker and things like that. I have a lot of like quick bind keys for updating my displays because I've made that mistake in the past, and then you click off a game and it crashes. So oh yeah, realistically what I need to do is do that and then bind a key binding for being able to hide it. That way if I'm doing something where it's getting in the way. Thank you so much. We'll see you later. And yeah, I hope we can get you sorted out. Well, YouTube audience, the one thing we can do with the time we have remaining is we should be able to do a little bit of research into some of our engines and things of that nature to see if we can give ourselves some better odds with our equipment. Load this. Walrus. Off. R&D for the walrus. Have a good vacuum. But okay, we used a lot to make these Mark 11 walruses. Problem is, I have to replace them in order for us to get the bonus on it. Go like this. And go like that. Did that just update? Yes, it did. And now we have more thrust and we really know what to do with. Eat. See if there's anything else that would be that's a really nice engine mount. My thing is, why does it have thrust? Huh. That's really weird because I definitely do not have 50 followers. I honestly have no idea why Twitch assigns things the way they do. If you ever find out like why they do it, please tell me, because half of the time I feel like I'm just guessing at arbitrary stuff. You know what? Already use these massive solar panels more than once. They are multi-retractable. Charge rate. Up. Wow, that's always fun. So basically it's, hey, check next week. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. That's always great. Oh, universal storage tank, that's cool. And it can be carried by a Kerbal, so theoretically, if you run out of fuel, you can tell someone to go fill up a jerry can, basically. That's actually really funny. Okay. Save this and back out because I only have about 2 more minutes left before I have to call it a night for the stream. I have learned if I put it on a launchpad, I will get too enthralled in it and then end up having to tell my wife why I stayed on later than I said I was going to. Yeah, so I do have my YouTube connected to this, and basically anything I stream during the week gets sent to YouTube. And funny enough, I just found out the stuff that I was recording that wasn't streamed, my editing software decided to chew up and like garble. And I didn't notice it until this morning because I have to, yeah. So I had to re-edit the videos I had the original copies to and reset them to upload in the future because I have family coming over and I'm trying to, make sure that at least the YouTube videos don't get interrupted because unfortunately my streaming is going to be interrupted. Just, don't want to stream while you have family over. But, yeah. Uh, my problem was I have a decent hard drive, but most of my recordings are done in as close to raw footage as possible, so I could edit it well. Well, didn't notice a setting got either checked or unchecked, so it was garbling the stuff, and I was just trusting that I had it right because I had everything else right. And yeah, so I've been deleting the backups. Thankfully, I have had the last couple ones I was doing. Um, yeah, I had them still just sitting in the editing pool because I just didn't clear it out. And thankfully that saved me, but right? Trust me, I don't get it either, and I have no idea how that works. Like, hypothetically, if I got someone to subscribe to me, I don't think it would pay me until I've actually met the requirements. So it would literally tell me, hey, you have a whole bunch of money here in this account you can't touch. So, no clue going on that. Here, let me, Well, if you want to laugh, I'm pretty sure that might be the only emote I currently have, because as a broke Twitch streamer, I cannot afford to hire an artist to do it. You So honestly, I would love to have emotes that match my like channel theme. But I also wouldn't want you doing work for free, because